Good morning, and welcome to another edition of You Have to Ask the Question. Seeing God. Especially in today's times, it's hard to see God and actually know how to act. And we talk about Avas Hashem, a love of God, Yiras Hashem, fear of God, right? Or sometimes we use the term Yiras Hashem to mean an awe of God. So let's take a look at an illustration where we see somebody acting as a Yir Shemai. So there's a well-known story in the beginning of the book of Shemos, dealing with when Paro decreed that all the boys should be killed and the girls should be saved. So what they first did is he went to the midwives, the Jewish midwives, and he said, when you see that it's going to be a boy, you should kill them, and if you see it's going to be a girl, you should let her live. And it says, and here we go, and this is Pasuk Yitzayin in Perek Aleph, the end of the first parak, says V'ti Ranan Hamiyaldos Es Elohim, that the midwives feared God, V'lo Asu Ka'asher Diber Aleihem Melech Mitzrayim, and they did not do what the Melech Mitzrayim told them to do, V'tichayena Es Hayiladim, and they saved or made to live the boys. Okay, and then we know that the Pharaoh called them and said, "Why did you do this?" And they gave an excuse. And it says a few verses later, "Vayitav Elohim l'miyaldos," and Hashem was pleased, happy with the miyaldos. V'yirav ha'am v'yamatu, and the nation increased and became mighty, ma'od, very much so. V'yihi ki ro ha'miyaldos Elohim, and before, since the Miyaldos feared Hashem, right? V'yasulahem batim, and he made for them batim. So the question many people ask on this is that it sounds that okay, it's very nice. It sounds like a great level, but most people, if pushed to a question of killing somebody versus you putting your life in danger, they would opt not to do the act of killing. We innately feel that killing somebody else is wrong, and even to the degree that your life, it puts your life on the line. We know this is one of the threes that we know we can't, but it's almost an intuitive thing that you would ask most people. So the question that these that people ask are, like, what was so great about this thing, that this fear of God? Why was it termed fear of God and not just normal Rahmanas or the inability? Why is such an emphasis that it was a fear of God? So what interesting to know is that some people explain, our rabbis explain to us, is it's not necessarily the fact that they didn't kill the babies, because like we just mentioned, killing somebody, it takes a lot of cruelty, especially a woman who's a midwife who's trained to nurture, bring in life. To do something as far as killing him is very difficult. But what at the end of the verse it says over there in Pasuk Yitzayin, "V'tichayena es hayiladim." So it says that they made the children live. So different commentaries explain what it is. The Medrash explains that not only did they save the children's life by not killing them, but they also hid the babies. They found shelter for them. They provided sustenance for them. They, as we see later by Moshe, is that she no longer could hide him, and that's why they put him into the basket. So you see that there was this underground railroad type of thing of saving Jewish babies and protecting them until they were old enough to be blended back into society. That maybe the Egyptians wouldn't notice them. It's not a newborn; it's Saramos. Yeah, it's a year old. People can't tell how old a month, how many months a baby is. Many of them know that from example. Oh, they're 2 years old now. They're only 18 months. We've seen that, so it's something that, and we see that to be true. The point being is that they went and they not only saved the baby's lives by not killing them, they provided sustenance, shelter, hiding. Even their names indicated it. We know that we call them Shifra and Pua over here, but we're talking about Yocheved and Miriam were these two midwives that we were talking about, and they gave the name Shifra and Pua to indicate how they treated the babies. One was took care of their emotional needs, one took care of their physical needs, and so we see that. And for this, Hashem rewarded them by making great houses from them. Malchus came from Miriam, and from Yocheved came the house of Kahuna, of the Kohanim. And so for this is considered Yir Elokim. This is what the great level that they had over there. But if we take a deeper look, it's very interesting. If we look at the word Yira, what we call fear, is also the same root as the word to see. Roeh, to see. Meaning what Miriam, it's not what Miriam and Yocheved did, and what a Yira Shemaim does, is they try to see what would Hashem do. How does Hashem treat this world? They look around because we really can't see God, right? We know it says by Moshe that if anybody who see God, he will die. So we can't see God, but we can see God through his action, how he deals with the world. And they probably said to themselves, of course God wouldn't kill the babies. But what would God do? He would also provide shelter, take care of them, like he feeds and supplies all the world. Yir Elokim comes from seeing the world the way God sees the world, being in awe of the way he acts with the world, is majestic. That's the only way we can see God. And then from that roeh, we can create our yira and our acts that we fear, and we wonder in amazement of God. God is watching us, so to speak, and also we are watching him. We should be zocheh to see God and to become true Yir Elokim, to see God and understand how he acts in this world, and imitate that, and that way we show true awe, true Yira Shemayim. We should be zocheh that we should look for that. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.